Okay, so picture this. You step out into your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see? Is it like everything you've ever wanted?
Yeah.
Today we're doing a deep dive into backyard transformations
Awesome.
and looking at how something as simple as a shed
Oh, wow.
can really totally transform your space.
Interesting.
We've got some really cool stories about how people have used sheds
Okay.
to just take their backyards to a whole other level.
That's what I think is so fascinating is
Yeah.
that the shed often becomes like this starting point
Mm-hmm.
for a much bigger change,
Yeah.
It's like building a shed just unlocks
Yeah.
all these new possibilities for the entire backyard.
I love that. Unlocking possibilities.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of Mike from Portland.
Okay.
His backyard was just overrun with everything.
Oh, no.
Tools, toys, you name it.
Oh, yeah.
Just a mess.
Yeah. I think we've all been there.
Totally.
That feeling of, where's the rake?
Exactly. And Mike finally decided enough was enough. He built a custom shed. And what's really interesting is he didn't just gain storage.
Okay.
His backyard, literally felt twice as big.
Wow. That's amazing.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It makes sense, though, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Having that dedicated space
Mm-hmm.
for all the stuff just really opens up the visual space.
Totally.
And I think it even frees up some mental space, too.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not looking at clutter
Right.
and constantly thinking about,
Having to deal with it.
having to organize it.
It's amazing how impactful that visual clarity can be.
Absolutely.
But it's not always just about clearing clutter, right?
Right.
Sarah from Colorado, she's a big gardener.
Oh, cool.
And she actually designed her shed to be a dedicated gardening workspace.
That's awesome.
And what I found really interesting is she really thought about the layout,
Yeah.
to maximize efficiency.
Right.
All of her most frequently used tools
Mm.
were all within arm's reach of her potting bench.
Oh, wow.
She even installed a custom pegboard
Oh, nice.
to keep everything organized and visible.
So smart. That level of planning
Oh, no.
really does make such a difference, especially when you're in the middle of a project.
Right.
You need to quickly grab something.
Totally. You don't want to be hunting around.
Right, exactly. And that's something that anyone listening can really do.
Yeah.
Think about your shed.
Yeah.
Think about what you're using it for.
Yeah.
What are the steps involved in those activities? How can you arrange the space
Right.
to make it as efficient as possible?
I love that. Thinking about the how.
Yeah.
And, even small sheds can be super efficient when they're well planned.
Absolutely.
The Wilson family in Seattle, they managed to fit an 8x10 shed
Okay.
in their backyard.
Wow.
And they freed up so much space in their garage.
Okay.
They actually made room for a home gym.
Oh, very nice.
And their secret was vertical storage and multifunctional spaces.
Yeah, that's a great example of how a little creativity can really go far.
Mm-hmm.
They installed shelves all the way up to the ceiling,
No way.
and they even built this fold-down workbench.
Oh, that's cool.
So when it's not in use, it's just tucked away,
I love it.
really maximizing space.
Every inch counts.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, while practicality is important, we can't forget about aesthetics.
Right.
Martha from New Hampshire.
Okay.
She really wanted her shed to be this charming addition to her backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And she totally nailed it.
Good for her.
She chose a design that matched the architecture of her home.
Oh, very nice.
It looks so good.
That attention to detail, I think, that's what really makes it special.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like an afterthought at all.
Oh.
It's a part of the whole landscape.
Totally.
And this brings up a really important point about planning.
Yeah.
Before you even start building,
Yeah.
spend some time visualizing how the shed is going to fit in with your existing backyard.
I think we can all get caught up
Yeah.
in the excitement of building.
Definitely.
But Tom from Michigan
Okay.
learned that careful planning is absolutely crucial.
Oh, no. What happened?
He was all set to build his dream shed,
Okay.
but thankfully realized he hadn't thought about the foundation.
Oh, no.
He was about to build directly on the ground,
Uh-oh.
which would have been a disaster in his climate.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's a good thing he caught it in time.
It is Tom's story,
Yeah.
It reminds us to think about those technical aspects, too.
Right.
Different climates, different soil types.
Mm.
They all require different types of foundations.
Yeah.
Like if you have heavy clay soil,
Yeah.
a slab foundation might be the best.
Okay.
And in a well-drained area,
Yeah.
maybe a pier and beam would work better.
It can get complicated.
Yeah.
So it's important to do your research.
Definitely.
You might even need permits.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on what kind of shed you're building.
Exactly. So many things to think about.
Right. Tom was lucky.
Yeah, he was.
That could have been a very expensive mistake.
Absolutely.
But, planning isn't just about avoiding disasters.
Right.
It's about making sure your shed adapts to your needs over time.
Yeah.
Like David from Florida.
Okay.
He's a great example of someone who planned for the future.
Oh, cool. How so?
He knew he wanted to eventually add solar panels.
Smart.
So when he built his shed, he installed extra electrical conduits.
Nice. That's a good idea.
I know. And he even made his foundation bigger.
Oh, wow.
Because he thought he might want to expand his space later.
Those are really smart moves. Much easier to do it up front
I know.
than trying to add it all later.
So much cheaper, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, some people might say, isn't that overkill?
Yeah.
To plan for like every possibility.
Right. That's a good point.
How do you find that balance?
I think the key is to think about your needs over the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
So, if you know you're going to need more storage,
Right.
maybe build a slightly larger shed now.
Okay.
Or if you're interested in things like a covered porch,
Right.
you could factor that into your initial design.
Thinking about potential changes can save you a lot of headaches down the road.
Absolutely.
And, there's this common thread that runs through all these stories, right?
Yeah, what's that?
A well-planned shed.
Yeah.
It can be so much more than just a place to store your stuff.
Right.
It can really kickstart an amazing backyard transformation.
Exactly. And that's actually what we're going to be exploring in a lot more detail in the next part of our deep dive.
Awesome.
We're going to be looking at
Okay.
how these sheds are used to create beautiful spaces, functional spaces that enhance your entire backyard.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We'll be right back to continue our deep dive. Stay tuned. Welcome back
Yeah, we're going to continue our deep dive
into backyard shed transformations.
We've seen how a shed can be so much more than just storage. It can be like the jump start to this amazing backyard makeover.
Totally. And we've talked about all kinds of stuff like planning, thinking about, how it looks, and even like future-proofing it.
Future-proofing, yeah.
But I kind of want to shift gears a little bit and talk about something I think is really important.
Okay, what's that?
The emotional aspect of a backyard transformation.
Oh, okay. So
The feeling you get.
yeah, the feeling when you step out into the backyard.
Exactly. It's not just about like the physical stuff.
Right.
The things we build.
Yeah.
It's about like the atmosphere we create.
The vibes.
Yeah. The vibes and the memories we make.
Right. Remember Lisa from Oregon?
Yeah.
Building that shed wasn't just about getting organized for her. It was about, having a space where she could be in nature, grow her own food, enjoy time with her family.
Her story really stuck with me, because it showed how a backyard can be like an extension of our homes, a place to unwind and recharge.
Absolutely.
So as you're planning your shed project, think about the kind of atmosphere you want to create in your backyard.
Do you want a peaceful retreat?
Oh, yeah.
To escape the busyness of life?
Or a fun space for entertaining.
Yeah.
Lots of laughter.
Or maybe like a whimsical garden.
Oh, I love that.
Colorful flowers, the sound of bees.
So many possibilities.
Endless possibilities. But I think the key is be intentional about the feeling you want to create. What colors inspire you?
Right. What textures, what scents.
Yeah, what sounds do you want to hear?
Birds singing, wind chimes.
Oh, yeah. The crackling of a fire pit.
I love that.
And don't forget about the little details. Those little touches that just add personality.
Yeah, like a cozy hammock.
Oh, yeah. String lights.
Oh, all those little things.
They make a big difference.
Totally. And as you're planning your shed, think about how it contributes to that overall feeling.
Yeah. Will it be like a light and airy studio, a rustic workshop?
Maybe a cozy reading nook.
Oh, that would be nice.
Tucked away in the garden.
The best backyard transformations are the ones that reflect the people who created them.
Right.
Their unique personalities and style.
Totally.
So embrace that. Let your heart guide you.
And create a backyard that brings you joy.
We should also talk about sustainability.
Oh, yeah, that's becoming more and more important to people.
Definitely. We're all trying to be more aware of our impact,
On the environment.
Yeah, and a backyard is a great place to put those values into action.
So how can we make our shed projects more sustainable?
Well, let's start with materials.
Okay.
Try to find sustainably sourced lumber.
Okay.
Or even recycled materials.
That's a good idea.
And then during construction, you can be mindful of waste.
Right.
Plan your cuts carefully. Reuse scraps whenever you can. And when you're outfitting your shed, choose energy-efficient lighting and appliances.
You can even go further.
Oh, yeah.
And add solar panels or a rainwater harvesting system.
That's a great way to reduce your reliance on those traditional energy sources.
And landscaping is important too.
Definitely.
Native plants.
Yeah.
Use less water.
Less maintenance.
And they support local wildlife.
It's a win-win.
And if you're into gardening, think about edible plants.
Oh, yeah, like a fruit tree.
Some berry bushes.
Maybe some raised beds for veggies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and composting.
Composting, that's a great one.
So important.
Turn those kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich soil.
Exactly.
So by making these choices, you're not just building a shed. You're helping the planet.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about sustainability.
Yeah.
But let's talk about budget.
It's true. Building a shed can be a big investment.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to break the bank.
Right. Be realistic about your budget. And prioritize.
Yeah, figure out what you can comfortably spend and then break it down.
Yeah.
Like materials, labor, landscaping.
Right. And if you're on a tight budget,
consider
doing some of the work yourself.
That's a great way to save money.
There's so much information online.
Yeah, tons of resources.
And at home improvement stores.
Definitely.
To help you along the way.
And if there are things you don't want to do, you can hire someone just for those specific jobs.
Another way to save money
Yeah.
is to use affordable materials.
Oh, yeah.
Like reclaimed wood.
Oh, I love reclaimed wood.
It adds so much character.
It really does. And don't be afraid to get creative, paint, DIY decorations.
It's amazing what you can do with a little elbow grease.
For sure.
Remember, it's not about how much you spend. It's about creating a backyard that you love.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about budget.
Yeah.
But we also need to talk about safety.
Safety first.
Super important.
Definitely whenever you're building something.
Yeah.
Especially if you're using power tools.
And materials that could be hazardous.
Yeah. So before you start, make sure you have all the safety gear.
Okay.
Eye protection, gloves, hard hat, sturdy shoes.
Right.
And always follow the instructions for the power tools.
Good point.
And if you're not sure how to use something, ask for help.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Absolutely. And if you're hiring someone, make sure they're licensed and insured.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's really important.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
Your backyard is a canvas.
Ooh, I like that.
For your dreams. It's a space to express yourself, connect with nature, and make memories.
Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Experiment. Let your creativity flow.
And most importantly, have fun.
Yes, have fun.
We'll be right back. To wrap up our deep dive into backyard shed transformations. Welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up our exploration of backyard shed transformations.
We've talked about a lot.
We have.
From planning and building to creating a space that, really reflects you.
Yeah, that personal touch.
But before we go, it's important to remember that this is about more than just like putting up a building.
Right.
It's about creating something you really love.
Exactly. Something that brings you joy.
Your backyard.
Yeah.
It's like an extension of your home, a place to, express yourself, connect with nature.
Build those memories.
Yeah. So what are you waiting for?
Right.
It's time to, unleash that backyard visionary.
I love that.
Think about the possibilities. A writing studio nestled in the trees.
Oh, yeah.
A workshop where you can build anything.
That would be amazing.
A lotting shed.
Yeah, full of herbs.
Oh, yeah.
Smells amazing.
Or, a playhouse for the kids.
Oh, that's a good word.
A yoga retreat.
Oh, yeah, that would be so peaceful.
Whatever your vision is.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
Go for it.
Don't be afraid to think big.
Absolutely.
Push the boundaries.
Yeah, make it yours.
And remember, the journey's just as important as the destination.
So true.
Take your time. Enjoy it.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
There are so many people out there.
Oh, yeah, whole community.
Who love backyards.
Ready to share their knowledge and experience?
Yeah, connect with other DIRs. Get expert advice.
Let your passion guide you.
And as you're creating your backyard haven,
Yeah.
share it.
Show it off.
Inspire your friends and family.
Yeah, get them excited about it too.
The world needs more beautiful backyards.
Absolutely. We need those spaces.
That bring us joy.
That nourish our soul.
It all starts with that first step, that spark of inspiration.
That dream waiting to be realized.
So go out there. Yeah. Create some backyard magic.
We hope this deep dive has given you the tools and the confidence
to get started.
Yeah, to start your own backyard journey.
The possibilities are endless.
They really are.
And the rewards.
Oh, they're immeasurable.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.
Until then, keep dreaming, keep creating,
and keep exploring the wonders all around you.